Why does war in the Democratic Republic of Congo, one of the world's richest countries in natural resources, remain one of the longest conflicts in history? Let's explore three key answers to this big ask. But before we dive in, please subscribe and hit the like button to help build a community of people asking critical questions. 1. The warring parties seek domination, not victory. As of 2020, an estimated 113 armed groups were operating in the Kivu region, ranging from small militias to well-organized factions with international backing. These groups are not fighting to achieve a decisive victory, but rather to establish long-term control over resource-rich territories, especially Goma, a region abundant in valuable minerals. A recent study by the International Peace Information Service, IPS, found that armed groups are present at more than 50% of mining sites. At many of these locations, they illegally tax, extort, and coerce civilians into labor. Miners, including children, endure grueling 48-hour shifts under dangerous conditions, often facing mudslides and tunnel collapses that result in numerous fatalities. 2. Conflict minerals fuel the war. Did you know that most of the raw mineral deposits in the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, remain untapped and are worth an estimated $24 trillion? These deposits include the world's largest coltan reserves and significant amounts of cobalt, which play a key role in the low-carbon transition, as it is a key ingredient for lithium-ion batteries for electric vehicles. Without cobalt, there are no electric cars. This makes the DRC essential to the future of global clean energy. The country holds 50 to 55% of the world's cobalt reserves, making it the largest producer globally. To put this into perspective, the world's total cobalt reserves amount to 11 million metric tons, with DRC alone accounting for over half, followed by Australia with 1.7 million metric tons. The four primary conflict minerals in eastern DRC, tin, tungsten, tantalum, and gold, are essential in manufacturing consumer electronics such as smartphones, tablets, and computers. Despite the high demand for these minerals, human rights abuses remain rampant. According to a 2016 Amnesty International report, 16 multinational consumer brands failed to trace their cobalt supply chains. The supply chain typically starts with undocumented traders selling cobalt, often mined using child labor, to Chinese-owned companies such as Congo Dongfang Mining, which then supply battery manufacturers like Cartier, LG, and Glencore. These companies, in turn, supply major electronics brands, including Apple, Microsoft, and Tesla, which claim to produce conflict-free products despite overwhelming evidence of human rights violations. Clearly, multinational corporations benefit from ongoing instability in the region as it allows them to exploit the country's mineral wealth unchecked. 3. Corruption at the core. Ultimately, the responsibility lies with leadership. The DRC is governed by deeply corrupt officials whose focus remains on power, wealth, and personal gain, rather than improving the lives of citizens. Despite being one of the most biodiverse nations on Earth, the DRC ranks 179th out of 191 countries in the 2021 Human Development Index. Shockingly, over 70% of Congolese citizens, approximately 60 million people, live on less than $1.90 per day. Gold and diamonds continue to finance conflict due to their high value-to-weight ratio. And unlike diamonds, no industry standard exists for verifying the origin of gold. In eastern DRC, gold miners are regularly exploited by corrupt government officials, bureaucrats, and security personnel who demand illegal taxes, fees, and levies without providing any services in return. Despite ongoing gold rushes in various regions, local communities see no benefits from this highly profitable industry. While weak governance and corruption are major issues, multinational corporations also play a role by fueling economic pressure and enabling corrupt practices. Companies like Apple, Google, and Samsung indirectly benefit from the low prices associated with illicit trade and corruption. Consider this: filings of reasonable country of origin inquiries (RCOI), meant to track the sources of conflict minerals, declined between 2014 and 2021. Even when companies did determine the source country, the proportion of minerals originating from conflict zones increased over time. As long as the three are not addressed, stability in Congo will remain a pipe dream.